Hello, everyone. This is Melanie from Lightbeam's Treasures and Curiosities, and today I want to talk all about shipping. I know in my last video I brushed up a little bit about why getting a printer is one of the best things to invest in, and I wish I knew this in the beginning. But something, shipping is such a complex thing to learn when you're in the business and when you're starting out, that I wanted to give some tips and tricks and some advice and things that I learned along the way. Of course, I am still learning, I am still exploring and finding out what works for me, but that is the beauty of your own business, is get as much information as you can from multiple sources. Try this, try that. Find out what works for you. Because just because something works for me doesn't necessarily mean it may work for you. But I am going to give you the tips and tricks that I use, and hopefully that'll help you guide along the way with what would work with you. So, the first thing for any recommendation is learn the rules about shipping. You have no idea how important this is. I mean, I almost want to say there's so many postal rules and regulations, but learn the rules. Find out what the cutoff amounts are. I talked about yesterday that if you were to ship an item creating your own label, you could go up to 15.99 ounces, whereas if you went into the post office themselves and had them ship it, then you could only go up to 13 ounces. So what that means is any package between 13 and 15 ounces, you could be saving money just by printing your own label. But then what's going to happen? Now it's over 15 ounces. It's over a pound, 15.99. It's now over a pound. You automatically have to do priority and learn what you could do with priority, because here's a question. Is it cheaper to send something priority in just a regular envelope, or is it cheaper to use the flat rate envelope? It all depends on weight. It all depends on how you're doing, where it goes. There's so many factors in between. So what you need to do is, one, learn about what you can and can't ship. Find out about those prohibited items. Are you allowed to sell perfume? Are you allowed to ship batteries? How do you have to ship certain items? These are very important things. And what I say is, if you're not selling specific items, then don't worry about it. But if you find yourself that you want to explore in different categories, then definitely learn. Like, for example, when it comes to perfumes, you can't send them in these. There's a weight threshold, there's a size threshold. So if your entire inventory is nothing but huge bottles of perfume, you have to find other methods of shipping, be it ground, be it UPS, some sort of delivery, which means it's going to be expensive. So the thing is, find out what you're selling and what the rules are, and whether shipping is appropriate for the items that you're selling. Also, learn the different techniques of wrapping. Now, me personally, I'm going to show you what I do. Where did I put it? Okay. I'm going to show you this because a lot of people think I'm crazy. The first for me must have is pallet wrap. I actually buy these by the caseload. And generally speaking, I want to say one of these will last me about 2 to 3 months. I mean, that's a rough estimate. It all depends. But I wrap up everything. Everything that I grab, I wrap up. If I'm selling particularly if I'm selling any health and beauty items, I take this, wrap, 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 because in the event that they should explode, I don't want not only my stuff to be damaged, I don't want anything else to be damaged as well. So for me, this is a lifesaver, is pallet wrap. I buy this in bulks of either, because if I buy it separately, you're talking $15 for one tube, which is expensive. I actually buy a set of four of these, and I spend about $30, which is a great deal. I have a contact on Amazon that I buy from the same over and over again, and for me, it's wonderful. Nice thick roll. The second thing that I do, and a lot of people think I'm crazy, is I sell a lot of books. So what I'll do is I will wrap up the book first in plastic wrap. Then I have this big contracting paper that I buy, and this is $11 a roll. So I pay $11 a roll for this. I probably could invest it, but one of these rolls for me will last about 3 months as well. I almost find that these rolls and these go hand in hand with each other because what I do is I wrap it up with this, and then I wrap it up with this. I do not put my books in boxes. I mean, unless it's a big collection of books. But if I'm doing a single book, no, I wrap it up in this, wrap it up in the brown paper, and just stick a tag on it. I have never had a problem with books ever since I started wrapping it up that way. In the beginning, I used to just wrap books up in brown paper. And I will be honest, in the beginning, a lot of books got damaged. They got damaged in the rain. It soaked through. But ever since I started wrapping things up in the plastic wrap, very, very few problems. The only thing I will say is if you do decide to wrap up with plastic wrap and it's something like a stuffed animal, any smells, aromas will be trapped in. So you don't want to necessarily wrap up a stuffed animal in plastic wrap. That is just something to keep in mind. Oh, and please, this is very important. Do not be one of those people that will stick in either perfume or dryer sheet or spray an animal down in order for it to smell good. You're better off just disclosing that your products smell like smoke instead of trying to hide and mask the smell. So that's one of the things that I personally do, and this you need to decide whether you want to do as well. I put a disclaimer on every single one of my sales that all my products may have been exposed to dirt, dust, smoke, pets, perfumes, or other allergens. And I specifically put, if you have problems with any odors or with any allergens, please do not purchase. So yes, I mean, that may seem harsh, but you know something? That has prevented so many people because you know something? No offense. I do not want to sell to people who have smoke sensitivities. I personally don't smoke. My husband does smoke. I have cats. You've seen videos before where the cats will jump on here. So you know something? There may be a very good chance that either my products have absorbed a smoke smell, or possibly maybe there might be cat dander or hair every now and then that gets on a product. Yes, that sounds gross, but you know something? Stuff happens. Things get stored, things get happen. I mean, I can't even tell you how many times I'm wrapping up a package and my own hair will be stuck to the tape. And I have to then take the scissor and cut it. And I'm like, because that's the one thing, be professional about it. It gets really gross. Make sure when you wrap, watch the tape that there's nothing stuck to the tape. But I've had that happen many times because I do have long hair. And that's one of the reasons why you always see my hair up. I like working with my hair up. My husband, on the other hand, loves when I take my hair, untangle it from the bun, and wear it down. But I wear it up for that very reason because when I'm wrapping, I don't want hair, I don't want product, I don't want anything to get on my product. Okay, so that's how I wrap items. Also, learn about the different shipping services. You are not only restricted to the post office, you can do UPS, you can do FedEx, you can do other methods of getting your packages to there. Find out what's the best. I mean, in my experience, the post office is the cheapest. And also learn about different online shipping programs. For me, I suggest this. Everybody should learn Pirate Ship. Pirate Ship is amazing because if you think you save money on the postal, you'll save even more money on Pirate Ship. There is a whole lesson on cubic shipping. I'm not even going to talk about that. There's plenty of videos, but that's something I'm still trying to learn as well. And basically what it is you'll take a box and put it in a bag as opposed to mailing the box. You will save a lot of money that way. But that video is another video for another time. So that's lesson number 1 is learn the rules about shipping. Lesson number 2 when it comes to shipping is determine if international shipping is right for you. A question was asked, do I do international? No, I do not. I specifically put a disclaimer. I do not do international. In fact, if somebody even tries to attempt to buy something from me that's international, I refuse it and cancel the sale, saying that there's something wrong with the address. I do not get dinged for that because it's clear in my auctions that no international shipping, and plus there is exclusion list as well. So there's no problem for me canceling a sale. I'm going to explain why, but this is up to you because remember, if you offer international shipping, you are opening up your store to around the world, which is X amount of people more that you have exposure to. Me, on the other hand, I'm reducing myself into a little box where I'm only selling to the United States. I made the decision for myself. You need to make a decision for you and what is right for you. I am going to show you something. I recently sold something. I sold something in an online auction. And I shipped it in a priority mail just like this. Now, the thing was, I did a special arrangement simply because I bought something from this person. They bought something from me. So we're like, you know something? Since we both bought items from each other and they're both roughly the same price, why don't we make a deal and just ship it to each other at no cost? Perfect. Here's where the problem is. This tiny, small package, and it was going to Scotland, cost me $35. Was $35 for me to ship an item to Scotland. I am not dealing with that. Now, all my auctions are free shipping. I do that for a reason. That is not for everyone. Some auctions I will add shipping in, but you know something, for me, it's more of a headache when I add shipping in. That's my personal experience. Everybody could be like calculated shipping, this and that. No, I just offer free shipping. I tally up my cost of shipping in the price of the item that I have. I do that for a reason. You don't have to agree with me. I am not doing that again. I am not paying $35 for a small little box like this, priority mail, just to get to Scotland. Not doing that again. I'm sorry. Plus, you got to deal with customs. Then you got to learn all the custom rules about what is allowed and what is not, because certain items might be banned in that country. I sell a lot of books. I sell a lot of books. I sell a lot of DVDs now that I'm getting the new. And I'm specifically looking for controversial DVDs. Those DVDs could be banned. I mean, I have a great collection of movies where some of my movies are actually banned in other countries. I don't want to deal with that if there is a problem. So I don't even bother working with international shipping to begin with. You as a seller need to decide what is right for you. For me, I offer free shipping, so I don't even have to worry about international shipping or calculating or anything like that. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, and this is important, be friends with your postman. Talk to your postman. Now, I know there are people out there who have horror stories of their carrier from hell, that they cannot stand their postal worker, this and that. I am blessed that I have a wonderful postman. And in my case, I'll tell you what happens. I could potentially set up a delivery for every day. Now, I could do that. I could go into the UPS website, set up a delivery every day, and they will send a truck to specifically pick up that delivery, scan all the packages. The downside to that is it has to have a priority package within the delivery. That's very important, everyone, is if you set up a USPS pickup delivery, you have to have at least one priority package in the mix. Well, for the longest time, all my packages were books, so it was all media mail. I sell small things. I specifically sell tiny things because I like to deal with first class. I like to deal with media mail. Yes, I use media mail all the time. I will not be ashamed of that. Um, but now that I'm selling all across the board, of course I have a priority. But you know something? I've already developed a relationship with my carrier that I do not have to set up a pickup. I'll tell you what I do. In my case, my mailbox is all the way where the street is. and I'm on a very busy street. So there's no possible way that I could put my packages. When you set up a pickup through the post office, they have to come to your door. They will ring the doorbell or pick it up or whatever. In my case, I have a nice little overhang porch, so I just put the product on the porch. It's covered. It's out of the sun. It's out of the heat. It's out of any of the elements. And my lovely postman just comes and picks it up all at once, and he is so good. Now, he's also a friend. I mean, not that he's a friend, but I also give him gifts. Now, the thing about giving gifts is you are not obligated to give gifts. Two, you're not supposed to give cash or anything that could be converted to cash. However, they are allowed to accept gifts of $20 or less. And you know something? I will tell you this, I do treat my postman nicely. So every now and then I do give him a gift. I won't say what the gift is, but he gets a gift and it's $20 or less. And you know something? He appreciates it. I appreciate this. He does an amazing job. There was only one instance that there wasn't an amazing job, and you know something? I could totally understand it. He ended up calling sick for the day. It was no big deal. He left specific instructions to pick up my product. Well, guess what? The guy never did it. I guess he didn't understand where to come or whatever. That is okay. I only missed my mail by one day. Not a problem. As long as they have the scan and this and that, you're really not going to get dinged, particularly since eBay is not worrying about late shipping due to COVID. So my suggestion is be friends with your postman. Have the conversation. Find out what's the best for you. I mean, depending on where your mailbox is, find out what to do if it rains. Find out if he will actually knock on the door. What to do when you're not home. What's the best way? I mean, in some cases, maybe even getting a tub with a cover and tell your postman, hey, it's going to be in the tub. It's Find out. I mean, these are all the little things. In my case, I could just put it on the porch. In other people's cases, you don't want to do that. People are just going to walk away and run away with your product. So find out what works in your individual case. But the best case is set up the appointment, have them ring the doorbell, take your packages. If you get into a routine where that's not needed, that you could just leave it in a specific spot, then do that. But the only way you're going to do that is if you talk to your post worker. I say postman, you know what I mean. Postman, postwoman, post whatever. So talk to your carrier. Finally, I do want to talk about printing. Now, I mentioned about buying a printer. I don't care if you personally get a regular printer, but find out what's the best for you. I mean, in my case, I got a really cheap printer. It is an inkjet. I do have to change the ink on a monthly basis. Yeah, I actually print that much stuff. So I have to change the ink on a monthly basis. That is X amount of dollars. It's like $35 for a thing of ink. Then I have to pay for paper. I ended up getting an amazing deal on reams of paper where I got them big, huge, like double reams of paper. I bought for 40 cents each, which is incredible. I was able to get 5 reams, so I'm very happy. But find out what's the best for you. Ultimately, yes, you want to get a thermal printer. I will say this. It is an investment, but you don't have to. If you are just a seller that just prints here and there, use your regular printer and just tape it to the box. That's all you have to do. You don't have to invest in a big expensive printer. It's just for someone like me who is getting into where I'm basically selling excess of 10 items a day. 10 items a day, I'm getting to the point where I need to start investing back in my business. I am going to have to invest in a thermal printer. I'm going to have to invest in better quality products because that's what happens is as my business is growing, I need to make my life easier. I mean, even this computer that you're seeing right now, this was a recent investment. I just got a computer that has the camera, that has this. It's so much better computer than I've ever had because for the longest time, I was literally on a little tiny laptop doing all my work, and the laptop was missing 3 buttons. Yes, that's how pathetic it was. I was missing 3 buttons that I actually had the W button on copy and paste because I couldn't press the W button if I needed to type. So all I had to do was copy and paste a W when I was typing. Yes. So you know something? in any business, you do what you have to do. So I wanted this to be a short video, but you know how I am. I'm a talkaholic. And what I would hope is that with videos like this, that hopefully this could be like background education, because I'll tell you what I do, and this is a trick that I have learned, is while I'm wrapping, while I'm putting items up, I actually have YouTube on in the background. I don't necessarily see it, I just need to hear it. And I actually prefer the sellers that talk as opposed to showing. And I know some people are visual, some people are not, but for me, I don't have time to sit there and watch them. So I rather listen to them talk and give me advice and hear what I have to hear. So that's why this video is a little different. If you're bored with the fact that I don't have the visuals, I can't edit for I can't edit. I'm horrible with editing. I don't know how to do the little editing things and the so I'm lucky that I even know how to do a thumbnail in the beginning of these videos. But the point is, these videos are meant to be background noise, so maybe you can learn some things. If you're on the computer, you could be putting up your items, and maybe I could give you some tips and tricks of the trade. I hope you enjoy it. Have a wonderful day, and of course, if you have any more questions, put the questions below, and I will try to address all of them as I can. Take care, and have a good day.